Can you tell me about the moment when you made your predictions and then they happened, what that was like?
The moment you make a prediction, like an earthquake or a major hurricane forming, it's a bit of a double-edged sword, because on one hand you've seen the somewhat the verification of what you've worked so hard to do, but at the same time it's a disaster, and so you never want to see it happen. But in all, it's good that we're being able to track these things and being able to predict them now down the road, so maybe we can save lives one day.
What drove you to this kind of research? How did it come about?
The research that I do now is really not that dissimilar from what I did before I was doing this. I'm classically trained in law, and since nobody can memorize every law, you're forced to become a research expert. I didn't become a lawyer, I became a due diligence analyst, which is even more research with predictive analytics involved as well. And so that's basically all I do now, is interdisciplinary research and prediction. It's basically, I took my profession, what I was trained to do, and applied it to the passion.
And the passion is?
The passion is science, the sun. I initially was meteorology when I was at university. I wanted to be the weatherman. Became disenchanted with the way weather is forecast and had a couple of arguments with my professors, upon which they suggested I find a different major. But yeah, I've always loved this stuff, and I couldn't imagine doing anything else.
So the way your path is going, is that working out the way you thought it was going to go?
Not the way I thought it was going to go, but it's working out very well. I really enjoy this. I seem to work well with a lot of these folks, and we all seem to work well together. We have a lot of the same ideas that are sort of coming together right now at the same time, and it's a really cool time to be doing this. Part of the expected is the unexpected, and that's exciting.
And talking about the alignment of the planets as compared to the alignment of you and your fellow professors, how do you feel about how that's working out?
There are some places I'm pretty sure I'm persona non grata, like climate.gov, and probably a couple, whatever building they do the endless spiral production over at NASA. But in general, there has been a shift from initially outright rejection and ignoring some of these ideas to, hey, now there's some statistics involved, hey, there's some observable evidence that's pointing to some of these things. And things are coming around, not all at once and not from everybody, but slowly.
Okay. Now I want to move into a little area that's closer to me, because I'm from Joplin, Missouri, and I have a little experience with some tornadoes.
Yes,
so
you do.
I'm interested in the focus about that. And is it the CMEs that strike the Earth, and the Earth is turned right into where we're in the gun sights, and there's a storm that would just be a normal storm, but then
Well, here's a good way to think about it. If you'll notice, most of the severe thunderstorms, you don't get a whole lot of 10 a.m. or 2 p.m. killer tornadoes. They're at sunset or they're at night. During the day, you have the sun pouring energy in, and at night, that changes and it all goes out, back up into the sky. And the way you can think of that is another way you could think of the answer to, well, what is causing this? Is it the flare? Is it the CME? Is it something else? It can be all of those things individually or combined. If you've got a bunch of things happening on one day, you're probably going to have a greater chance for a large outbreak of some kind. But everything from even just to day and night plays a big role energetically, and we're still within the electric universe there. Positive in, positive out, negative in. It's all pretty much the same. And the tornadoes, Kong Pop didn't talk about it this year, but he talked about it last year. Those, and so did Michael Claridge, those are absolutely electrical phenomenon. And that's why they tend to occur with the most massive cells that build up huge with their static energy, why they happen along a convergence line between pressure cells where the energy is the strongest, because you've got warm, moist air crashing into cold, dry air, and they've got to work out all their differences. And basic chemistry, when you have material changing properties, you get energy release. So it's
is there a model?
It's electric.
Is there a model for that, like for your predictions for earthquakes, that they're getting closer to saying this could be a 5 and this a regular 3 or something like that?
No, it's really tough. With the polar magnetic fields, we know we're looking for 8 magnitude earthquakes. And with the coronal holes and other factors, we're looking for the ebb and flow of 6 magnitude earthquakes. When it comes to storm formation, that's basically just energy in, energy out. It's tough to really gauge the magnitude of those events because there's so many factors that are internal to Earth that are involved there.
Does the play of the planets, like, does Venus, when it passes in front of the Earth, in a way affect the energy that's coming towards us, or the tail of Venus that would, I mean, is there a statistical analogy in the record that would say, well, every time Venus comes by, it's quiet,
it would be great if it was that easy. Unfortunately, it's just not. Most of the time, for example, when Venus comes between Earth and the Sun, it's doing so either above the Sun or below the Sun as we look at it. Sometimes it goes directly in front of the Sun, what we call a transit event. And we have detected minute changes. It's the sort of thing where it is at the level of scientific detection. Whether there's any relevance to these things is yet to be seen.